Hi everybody, welcome to Whole Homemaking. I'm Fallon. I have been given a monumental gift. It is this ham bone. Actually, it was this ham bone 24 hours ago. And I put that bone, which had a bunch of meat and fat on it, I put it into my crock pot and filled that with water, left it overnight on low. And I was able to get all of this meat off of the ham bone. And I was able to make an entire pot of ham stock. So if you are looking for ways to use your Easter leftovers, do not skip the ham bone. I'm gonna show you how I turn this into several meals worth of food for my family. I have to put you down. What do you want to play with? The first spring recipe I'm making with this ham is a ham chowder, which a lot of people think of seafood when they think of chowder. It's an East Coast dish, but people here make it a lot with ham, make it with vegetables or corn, and so I wanted to make it a little more spring-like. Instead of just winter vegetables in the soup, I'm going to put some zucchini and some corn to make it sweeter and more spring-like. I'm going to soften the vegetables that I have, some onions, garlic, and then the zucchini and carrots in my pot, and of course adding my spices as well, because that will allow the spices to wake up and be more flavorful. Picking around the potatoes because there's no need to soften the potatoes, they'll go in a little later. And this is all the ham that I took off the ham bone. I am just breaking it up a bit with my fingers, but it just all goes in together. And then the surprising ingredient here, if you've never made a chowder before, is that we add flour right on top of the vegetables and the meat and stir it around, and we let it toast for just a minute or two, and then we add milk directly in, and the milk and the flour work together with the butter and they will thicken the soup. So I've got that thick kind of creamy base, and then I will add the ham stock on top of it. If you're not a big fan of milk or a creamy soup, you could use coconut milk or a non-dairy milk. It generally works, although I would maybe test it first. Or you could just add in the stock directly and have not a creamy soup. That would work too. This is a very quick meal, came together in 20 minutes. I left it until the vegetables were done, and that's what it looks like. The second Easter leftover meal I'm making is a budget fish cake, another East Coast recipe. You guessed where I'm from. And this recipe is just made with leftover mashed potatoes. So I put potatoes in the bowl and a can of tuna, and then I've made my own breadcrumbs here. Grated up some bread, and I'm putting in some dill, some salt, and then I had some coriander in the fridge that was almost past its prime, so I took out all the green pieces and chopped them up, and this added a really, really delicious fresh springy taste to the recipe. And then I used my beaters and mixed everything up until I got a good texture. I did add an egg as well, which is going to be the binder in these fish cakes. And I'll show you here. This is how they should look when they're done. I don't generally use measurements for these kinds of recipes. I just know by feel. It should be able to hold together, but it shouldn't be wet or soggy. So you can see how it's holding together there. And then you can just make those into fish cakes the size that you'd like, and you put them right into the pan. I find about 1 can of tuna and probably 2-3 cups of potatoes makes enough for a few meals for our family. And this is the special secret sauce that I love to make with fish cakes. Again, on the Atlantic coast, you'd call this a tartar sauce, which can be made a lot of different ways, but I put diced dill pickle in mine. It's a mayonnaise base, so there's mayonnaise in there, and then I have a bit of sweet relish, some mustard, I add some pickle juice. I would have added lemon if I had it, but I didn't. And I wanted to add some extra protein, so I had some Greek yogurt that I put in as well, and of course some salt and pepper. And I think I put dill as well because I'm a big fan of dill. And this sauce is so good. It just really complements the rich flavor of the fish cakes when they're done. So they should be nice and toasty brown on the bottom, and they'll get nice and crispy. And I just made a very easy diced romaine to serve with the salad. This is really common if you see fish cakes served on the East Coast. It's usually with a side salad or with a side soup, and so this is perfect. And the best part about the secret sauce recipe is doubles as a salad dressing. I put it right on top of the lettuce as well, and it's really, really tasty on that too. It tastes like kind of a dill ranch, a little bit more sour. And this is our final meal. These are two super, super quick recipes. We make fish cakes at least once a week, and very cheap. Both recipes use leftovers, things that probably would have gone in the garbage if I wasn't reusing them. So please comment with any questions you have. Let me know your favorite leftover recipes and what kind of videos you'd like to see in future. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.